All right, good afternoon. Featured this afternoon, we're going to go ahead and go through the first batch of Lincoln wheat cents. And on this particular video, we are going to focus on the 1920s. If you remember from the kickoff video, I had two different videos, or two different bags of 1920s. These I confirmed that they are all Philadelphia minted coins. And we don't need to look through those. Okay, the only coin that is not in here is the 1922 in both the plain, no mint mark, and the Denver coins. So we're not going to look through this. However, we are going to look through this. Okay, this is the quantity of 89, titled Little Better, 1920s. And I would suspect that these are all Denver and San Francisco minted coins. Possibly there might be some higher grade examples of Philly coins, such as about uncirculated, XF, maybe low mint state, we'll see. And as always, I am armed with my cherry picker's guide. Again, fantastic resource if you want to find varieties and cherry pick through pocket change, or if you bought bulk wheat cents like this, or nickels, or whatever the case may be. This guide is invaluable to searching out some of those otherwise rare pocket change coins that we normally would just spend without thinking, are they worth anything? And the page that we will be focusing on is, of course, this particular page. Okay, so you have a 25S double die obverse, a repunched mint mark 25S, a 27 double die, 27D repunched mint mark. All fantastic examples, and I've actually found one of each in the past at the minimum. And we have a few more here. There's a 28S with a mint mark variety, where the large mint mark is the variety that's worth some money. And the 29S, unbeknownst to some of the beginning cherry pickers, there is actually a really nice repunch mint mark that we could discover in 29. 29S is, of course, the more common mint mark out there for that particular date. So let's get started. There's 89 coins in here, so it shouldn't take too long. If there's anything of note, I will post it at the end of the video. I'll even have my little magnifier in tow attached to my device here. And yeah, let's see what we got. All right, so right off the bat, we have a 33, or actually a 23. So it looks like there are Philadelphia minted coins in here. So the Philly coins, I'll just kind of breeze through. There's a 23. Let's see, 29S. So I'll put this one aside. There we go. And what I'll do is off camera, I will go through all of the mint mark coins. 29D. And there are other repunched mint marks and double dies in these particular dates. Even though they're not in the cherry picker's guide, you could always refer to a site like coppercoins.com to look at some of the other lesser known varieties. Here's another 29S that I'll put aside. 1920. Again, we're really not expecting, oh, there's a 20S. Nice earlier 1920s San Francisco coin. Here's another 29S. All right, 29S. And if you hear my daughter coughing, she has a little cold. She's actually upstairs in her room. There's a 21S. It looks like it's corroded there, so that one we'll put aside. 23. It's our third such coin like that. 21S. It's actually one of my favorite dates, especially if you're trying to find an example that's in higher condition. All right, cool. 27S, something a little different. All right, it's not the 27D that we're looking for, but Another 29S. $20D, very cool. 20. Another 29S. Let's see if I can change the angle of this lighting system here so that way we don't get a cast shadow from the finger. Let's see if this will work. 23. Much better. 27S. It's a 2090 with some stuff on there. Another 29S. So we'll put that one aside. And this one has been cleaned. It's a 20D. Sort of. It's sort of a good coin if it's in great condition, but that one is not in great condition. Yeah, usually when a coin is clean to that degree, they're not worth a whole lot, you know, other than maybe 5 cents or so. Okay, 29S. As you can see, 29S. Oh, there's 28S. Might be a large mint mark in there. 29S. 29S. Another one. We found about 10 of them already. There's a 29. Looks like a D, maybe. I'm going to put this one aside, only because it might be an S. It's got some crud on there. There's another 29S. That one's really worn. Or maybe just a weak strike. 29S. 29S. 23. That one's going to go back in the pile. 20S. There you go. It's a decent looking 20S right there. 20D. That looks like an about good example there. 20S. 25S. Put that one aside. Let's see if we have a repunch mint mark or a double die there. And let's see, we got another 29S, I believe. It's kind of a blob. But anyways, that's a 29S. 29S. 25S. That's a tougher date. They're a lot tougher when they don't have the sharply struck reverse. This one looks pretty decent enough. I've seen some where it looked really mushy. It's an overall tough date. 29S. 29D. So another 28S. That's a nice good date right there. I like that one. Not super common, not rare either, but the 28S date is a challenge. So 29S. I think we're up to about 15, 16, 29S's here. 28S. 29S. Oh, this is a sharp looking 29S right here. It's about an XF. I'm pleased with that one. Put that one aside for sure. That might be an upgrade to a coin in one of my albums. 29S. So if you guys are curious as to what a batch of 1920s coins would look like, this would be it right here. A lot of predominantly either Philadelphia minted coins, or if they are coins with any sort of branch mint marks on them, it would be like 28 or 29. 1920 is especially common with mint marks like this one here, but they look horrible because they've just been run through the ringer. Here's a 20S that looks pretty decent, except it's been cleaned of some sort. It's a shame. Here's another 29S. Let's see, this one has crayon stuff on it. It looks like a 29S, but I'm not going to put that on the side. It's just way too gummed up with stuff on there to even matter. There's a 29S. It looks like crayon, to be honest with you. 20S. That one's been corroded. Here's another 20S with some verdigris. That's what that green corrosion stuff is. Here's a decent looking 29S. And finally, 23. So I'll actually put all the 23s. So we got a little bit left to go here. It looks like about another 15 coins in the 1920s. So what I'll do is all the 1929S's, because I'm bound to find at least probably 5 more. I will put those aside so we don't have to kind of run through them again on video here. So yeah, there's some dogs in here for sure, but there's a couple clean examples as well that I'm most proud of seeing. Let's see here. There's a 23, by the way, so it's a Philly. 20S. It's a decent looking coin there. 20D. Some more 29S's here. Yeah. There's about like 4 or 5 of them in a row for every 6 I pick up. It's kind of funny. There's more 29S's galore. This one looks pretty nice. It's even got a lamination coming right down the front of Lincoln's face there. So we got that one. Some 29Ds in here, but 29S's far outnumber the D minted coins for that date. About 10 to 1. It's crazy. So there's another 29D, SS. All right, 23 Philly. So there's only a couple coins left of note. So the 25S that you see here is one. Here's another 25S. All right, and a 20D. So worn that it's hard, almost borderline difficult to even read it, but I see it. I see the shadow of the 0 and the S. It's barely there. So let me go ahead and take a look at these 29s. I'll do a quick little recap video at the end just to kind of break down what I found. And if there's anything worthwhile, of course, I will put it up maybe in a separate video because this thing's already 13.5 minutes. So let me go ahead and check this out. Give me one moment. All right, so here's the recap. All right, there are my stacks of 1920s Lincoln cents. Just over 200 altogether, 201. Actually, the Philadelphia bag actually had a few more in there, so it's kind of nice. But I tell you what, no varieties to speak of, no repunchment marks, no double dies, which might be kind of a flag that these are searched. Obviously, you want to go in the purchase of a wheat cent bag, knowing that they're searched primarily for the dates, less for the varieties. But these have no varieties in them. I checked the 27 Phillies, the 29 S's, and not a thing. However, here is a by the numbers type look, data wise, of what I have purchased. So the earliest, or not so much the earliest, but the more key date coin that I had in this lot over here turned out to be a 1923S. Not too shabby. Graded out about a VG. Nothing that I care to show you guys on camera because it's kind of like, it's worth about $1, if that. Turns out there was 44 1929S's. It's the highest quantity of any one date and mint mark out of the whole shebang, which is kind of nice. I thought maybe one of the Philadelphia minted coins, like a 29 or 27 is a nice popular date, would have a larger quantity, but nope, it was 1929s. And let's go ahead and talk about a few of the nicer coins in the bunch. Coins that I thought were like, oh, it's pretty neat, or perhaps are a nice higher grade type example. So we're going to start off with this 1925. And the reason why I pulled this one aside is because it's got what they call a woody kind of wood grain effect on the surface. And that's simply an improper alloy mix of the planchet before it was struck. They would all look like this. That's kind of neat. The reverse obviously does not have it, but the obverse is full on woodied out. People love these. They love collecting them. People will pay up a few bucks for an example that looks like this. There were a few coins that exhibited some sort of like wood grain look to it. This was the best out of the group, and not too bad. I'm going to put that one aside. All right, so in terms of nicer album quality eye appeal type coins, these are nice, pleasing VF and XF coins that I pulled aside that I am absolutely sure will have a home and will fit in any one of my dozen albums I have on some of the early Lincoln Wheat cents. So up first is a nice, pleasing VF 1926. This particular coin right here exhibits, pretty nice wheat stalks. You can actually see lines on both sides. So that's a nice example. Here's another 26. This one has more of that Sir Cam patina to it. Kind of like the dirt and grime over over some of the devices there. Kind of give itself some character. So this is a decent example. This one's about a VF. Here is a 1929 that is XF. Strong features on this one. Really pleasing to the eye. Check out the reverse. Not too bad. Here is a 1925 VF with some stuff on his eye. Nice, strong reverse with fully characterized wheat stalk lines. And then finally, check out this 1920. This one is this one's right there, borderline VF XF, and this one is going to go into an album. It's got a nice look to it. All right, and here are the because I reeled in so many 1929S's that there were actually about a half a dozen or so that looked really nice that I am going to put aside. Hopefully upgrade some coins in my albums. But here's the 29S, nice XF, strong wheat stalk reverse. Here is another 1929S. That's like a VFXF as well. Get the big idea there. 29S. By the way, these are all VFXF. I was absolutely tickled pink that these were discovered and they were preserved in this condition state. Here's another 29S. Here's another one here. Although it looks like there's a scratch, so I'll probably put this one back in the pile. Here's another one. This one's a VF. Pleasing look. The reverse looks pretty good. Nice and strong. And then finally, one more 29S. This is the best example out of the group. This one is AU. Not hey you. Hey you, kid. No, this one is about uncirculated. Right there. Pretty nice, all in all. I would say that this was an average type of mix of 1920s. Considering the fact that it was probably searched through, I'm only going to give this one a grade of probably a B- on this one. There was quite a bit of Denver and San Francisco minted coins. Of course, a lot of them were concentrated in the 1929 year. There was a fair share of 1920S and 1921S, which is kind of nice. They're a little bit progressively difficult date to find in general in wheat scent bags, so it's kind of nice to find those in there. But anyways, that was that was this video on showcasing the 1920s coins in here. Hope it was a lot of fun. It's a long video. I'll be honest. It's one of those, hey, you know what? I'll go ahead and grab myself a cup of coffee and a slice of pie. I'll sit down and watch this. But if you're looking for like an overly expressive, you know, very entertaining, you know, thing, this is probably not for you. But in any event, thank you for joining in for the long haul. As always, the like button is right down here if you could help me out with my metrics. It's the best way to support my channel. As always, I am Blue Ridge Silverhound. Stay tuned for 1930s and then the 40s, 50s, and any varieties I hope to find. I'll catch you guys soon. Take care.